April 9, 2023. Marcus Giavanni here. Mandy Connell at Mandy Connell, Denver Politics for Denverite News, GP7A. This is part of our second indexing. And when you take a look at Mandy Connell, see what we did is we are able to create alternative spelling. Everybody can. So Mandy's alternative spelling is Connell. It's no longer an incorrect spelling. It's just an alternative spelling. And why? Because I said so. Because in my metaverse, it 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 evolves around me or revolves around me and everybody else that create their own metaverse. And what we've done is that we not only build conversation swarms, we also build content that migrates to conversation swarms. So you would think this city and county of Denver, being non-trademarked, open source, it would be the most powerful, but it's not. Denver City Council districts are, because you've individualized City and County of Denver, unless you're speaking about the government, which is the City and County of Denver. So currently, the way denvergov.org has all their content, they try to encapsulate everything so they control nothing. And so what happened is we've had to make some adjustments so that we need to break away from that nipple, and we need to create our own residual income with the government staying out of our way, not impeding us, not creating rules so we can't do what we got to do to make residual income, because the city's not allowed to make income. It's not allowed to impede us in any way at all. And on January 30th, I filed a emergency hearing, and then on February 6th, I filed another emergency hearing. I think that would have been the 27th. Or, anyways, it got scheduled for the 6th. Actually, it was the day of the ballot placement where they do a lotto and pick the very first person, and they're all going, "Oh, usually the very first person always wins," and hee ha ha. I've never seen it in the last few elections, but what do I know? But so Leslie Calderon actually thought she had it in the bag. She thought she was it because she picked the poll. They all said it was going to be a woman, not just a white woman, but a black woman or a Latino woman or a mixed Latino black woman. And we have to throw the lesbian in there, and then whatever other idiosyncrasies, false equity that they want to put on their taglines of non-experience of all talk bloviated bullshit. That's what it all comes down to, folks. And so now when you think about FCC regulated stations, and I got to get this off my chest. Have you ever seen Mandy Connell's pictures? She does what nobody does. I mean, you think about, when you think about, only Rush Limbaugh could get away with doing that, but he never took a picture where he was looked like he was giving head to the mic. Everyone at Mandy Connell, she even has it where she's fondling like if the microphone had testicles. Not kidding. Look it up. And everything about that whole thing is wrong. And I remember I was on her show one time, and she was trying to trip me up, and oh, it sounds like you're just trying to, you know, promote your business. Like, when she said that, folks, I knew she was the most outdated, bloviated pig with red lips that I ever met. Like, you're supposed to fear Mandy Connell. Mandy Connell needs to fear artificial intelligence. Her whole entire organization needs to fear AI. And there ain't a fucking thing they can do about it. And you know what? Mandy Connell, you'll never, ever fucking interfere with a candidate with your bloviated bullshit. You're never gonna be a democracy slut where you continue your bullshit, fake and bias algorithms that are now pattern matched to anything that you say. And this is just a glimpse. This is just a tip of the iceberg. Can I get an amen, Mandy Connell? And what about, where's, look at that. And see, there's her name. So what happened is, I create content that is reactionary. It makes people do something, good, bad, or indifferent. So if somebody sees this and they know how to spell Mandy Connell's name, then they're going to go, this guy thinks he's the best. He's got typos all over the place. See this? Look at this. Typo, typo, typo. Look at that. Typo, typo. Yeah, but I don't have a typo here. And so what I do is I tell artificial intelligence through my communication of how I'm authorized to do so, that that's an alternative spelling. And I only have to do it on one video. And I can leave everything else. And those that are the ones that are actually knowing what's up, they'll know, oh, that's not wrong spelling. He used alternative. He can write alternative words because of his disability. See, you don't know I have a disability by looking at me. But so my content is made especially for those people that are bullies that, look at this guy, man. He can't even spell. What an idiot. He's spelling shit backwards. See, all these people need to come out of the closet because those people are not people to rise our fellow brothers and sisters up to the next level. So therefore he won't rise. There will be nobody giving him a hand up because he don't need one. And that's what KOA is all about. KOA radio. See, I went in with KOA because I can. I own Future Denver. I own Marcus Giavanni. I own 5280 Denver. I own GP7A News. I own City and County of Denver LLC. I own Kelly Bro Mayor. And so what happens is all this content starts to migrate so that based off knowledge-based facts, based off verified content, based off the harder you work, the more sweat, equity you put into your work, you garnish those organic, priceless, everybody's paying for ads content. We don't have to pay for ads. So what I give up is, so I give up, the guy has an ad over mine, so when people click on it, they think, oh, look, there's a number one. That's an ad. I'm going to go with them people. Not realizing that the organic content in the videos, in the images, in the news, like when you run a story or you run a Google search and you hit the news and there's no storyline to it, that's virgin data that needs creation. And so I can create some algorithms that would put content there, but why create the algorithm when I can just build the content, upload it, and then build the algorithms so that my content shows up. Now, it won't show up in the news because I'm not authorized. I don't do that. See, I'm smart enough. That's where I cut the line. See, most of these 5013Cs and all these other media people, especially CBS, they're going to take the biggest digital ever. They don't even know it because they're going to continue their bullshit coverage of their bullshit manipulation of our city so that all their hosts and all their fake, bloviated, FCC regulated voices are all indexed. It's either going to be indexed to the IoT or the index to the dark web. And I can tell you right now, the whole entire CBS of Colorado, in Denver, Colorado, they're headed to the dark web. And the one that feels that is going to starts out being the general sales manager and the general manager, because they're all part of what HR departments can use guys like us. And there's companies, folks, that are kick my ass. They are just unbelievable brainages over there, man. It's total brainage. And I can't wait to meet these people so that I can show them the difference, because not all of they don't know. They're all building their own thing and what they think is the most important of all things, and it is for them. But when you piece it all together through blockchain conversations and front end development so that we can tell the story and show the images and the videos so that you can go to the next page, which would be shopping if that's what you're looking for tickets, for anything, whatever you're shopping for. The best content's there. Why? So that we can do the third stage. And what is that? Digital currency. Cash don't work here, folks. So if you're trying to peddle cash, don't work. Can't work. Can't pay for shit with cash. So you have to go convert that cash into digital dollars. And digital dollars would be cash apps. Okay. You want to be one that has, because now they all have to report to the IRS. So there's nowhere anyone cannot be found in regards to that, because they don't even need the IRS doesn't even need that. They just go check your social channels, check what you're spending, check, and more check, and never go out into the field. And then when they're ready to go out in the field, they have pinpointed accuracy GPS and cell phone tower pings that will lead them right to whoever it is they're trying to get by using their voice. That's called voice indexing. I've been doing that for quite some time. And the new thing, too, is what they just announced, October, November, in regards to YouTube handles. Anybody that has a YouTube or a Gmail, they all got the announcement about the official handles from YouTube's. And see, handles are just in the Google Metaverse. If you go to Google Metaverse um, .us, that's another asset that we own that will help us um, love Google, be kind to Google, and let Google go to work doing best what it does, and that's protecting. First email way back in the day, I knew, and all the different ones I had, I knew. I know where it gets stored. I know what everything that it does, and I have put on a wonderful show. Wonderful show. But that's how I know how things are, because I used myself as a guinea pig. Brilliant. And not talking about certain things and writing down things I can't really remember uh, writing, because the writing is so bad. And some of it's, it's just bad. I have to just glance at it from like a peripheral view, and I'll be able to pick up what I'm reading, what I've written. And so it's tough. But what really fascinating about all this is that Denver has not hit rock bottom. If you go to citycountyofdenver.us, I used algorithms. If I was the HR department and I was in charge, we didn't have elections. We just did HR department moreovers. That's what we call them. And so I do a moreover on Mandy Connell, and this is what it looks like. And so all of her content is just erased, just based off algorithms that I pattern matched in regards to what she talks about, who she hangs out with, everything. And that's how you're able to create content that you believe is going to happen in the future, by writing it now based off algorithms that you've trade secret, folks. And these are the trade secrets I was willing to give to Denver. And I did. City and County of Denver LLC. See, City and County of Denver LLC is going to be managed. Hopefully, we're going to find a really good president and CEO that's going to create where we don't have to ask denvergov.org for a fucking thing. Okay? They run the government, they run their shit. We're going to make money. We're going to make stacks, okay? We're going to start stacking our cheddar, because cash rules, folks. And in our metaverse, it's not cash rules, it's crypto rules. And so when you understand crypto rules, terms, conditions, front end, middle, and end, the beginning, middle, and the end of a metaverse. It all starts with conversations. It all starts with the wants and needs and habits and emotions of humans that have been somewhat pre-programmed in virtual machines that have learning capabilities of layers and layers and layers of what a person might or might not do. And that's how they find us now when we talk. So we might leave. It happens now. You can leave because it's all Bluetooth. You really have to watch your terms and conditions. Don't be an app whore. If you're an app whore, you're headed to the dark web because you're overextended yourself. Just like our finances. You think our finances are going to be hard to get a loan? Anybody that has a Experian or a Transworld, which Transworld never ever would be doing what they don't need to. But Experian is the stalking horse, man, so that they get all the kids and everybody lined up to. I just boost my credit score for 3 points. I called up my whole family. They're throwing me a party. And what he doesn't know is he got sick. He can't pay the bill. And guess what? Now that app that they so gracefully join and boastfully and bloviated how cool they look and all this and all those stupid people that were selling it. Guess what? Now they have all your contacts everywhere you're going to go, anywhere you think you're going to go, because now they have access to all your records because you download the app and you didn't take the time to read it because you figured shit, it doesn't matter if I don't agree with anything in this, then I'm not going to be able to use it. So I'm going to use it so I don't need to read the terms and conditions. And what's going to happen here in the future, you're going to see some digital grave robbers, man. And that, what I call digital grave robbers are those people that will prey on people that will just rob you of your financial graves that you have dug all over the place in the digital world that you think are being protected by LifeLock, and you're going to go on DuckDuckGo and tell Google to go fuck himself and anybody else that's trying to pry their eyes. And you know, that's bullshit. And DuckDuckGo should be ashamed pushing that bullshit because there's systems now that with your website providers, especially Comcast, Xfinity, the bigger cable companies, they are the front end, man. They are the entry point. They know what's coming and they know what's going. They're like the new press secretary in the metaverse. The press secretaries in the metaverse are the ones that have absolute authority over all content. In my metaverse, that's how it works because they need to know during board meetings when a board member says, I saw this commercial about blah, blah, blah. Are you sure it was our product? Oh, I'm positive. Well, here's what ours look like. They'll be able to ask their computer, their Google Assistant, where this content is on the internet and pull it up in real time exactly what these people are claiming they're talking about, the misinformation. So we own disinformationczar.us. When the United States said we needed a disinformation czar, they were 100% correct, but there was only one way to do it. It cannot be run by the government. The government can't self-regulate itself. It doesn't work. We already seen what's going on in Denver with the Spear Amendment, and when Michelle Horn, a city attorney, assistant city attorney for Denver, said that they didn't enforce that law for years, and then Judge Luxon, who was a district attorney, had 3 lawyers to investigate fraud, concurred with the city to continue their not just the manipulation of the law or circumventing the law into a non-partisan ballot only candidates can be party affiliated bullshit, but it is worse than that. They just don't enforce the law, which allowed them to stay in power for 60 years. So now Judge Luxon knows that all the lawyers know now what kind of judge that judge is, what kind of woman, what kind of an attorney. See, I didn't want to bring up woman, but they're all talking she's a woman and she's See, when a woman has to bloviate that she's the first woman, that tells you something what happened. That always bites you in your ass. Because gender, sexuality, who you're fucking, who you're hugging, what, it doesn't matter. Artificial intelligence doesn't play that game. You can either do what you say or you can't. You're either fiction or nonfiction. Period. You're either digitalized or you're mortalized. And right now, I don't care about being mortalized. I care about being digitalized. And so mortalism only lasts as long as you're alive and if you got enough people talking about you after you're dead. And we seen what happened to Mayor Spear, right? Died in office, influenza, the 100-year flu. It was just off. We ended up getting the 100-year flu, what, 5 years later, COVID. So now everybody knows this 100-year flu comes around. Is this made up by different governments? So, I mean, that 118, the 100-year flu should have hit us in 2018, right? So, it didn't. It came in 2020 called COVID. Actually, it was 2019, a year off, because I caught COVID when I was gonna go to the Super Bowl. I was second director. I was driving the car. I'm the vocalist. I'm the producer. We had to go to Miami to produce it because it was actually cheaper than to hire somebody here in Denver that wasn't calling anybody back. And see, that's the other thing I'm going to tell people. If lawyers and doctors and all these people that hide behind their emails and text messages and tell people that that they're really busy and when in fact they're not and they're taking on client, all their lies are being digitalized. You can't lie to the computer god. That's what Black Sabbath called it in 1992 in their Dehumanizer album. In 1992, I was dehumanized, folks, badly. I lost my daughters. I lost everything, and the cowards of Denver don't even want to talk about shit. That's how I know there's a God. That's how I know if you do the right thing will do you right. And so Denver's not doing the right thing, and they've all been indexed. And I didn't have to be fucking mayor. I didn't want to be mayor. I want to sing. I want to do my other projects. I want to help other people finding and building their metaverse and everything else verse that they can possibly build, so that the day they die, their live memorial will be enacted. And that's what we do. We build legacies. We take over people's content, and some we can match with different 501(c)(3)s that are going to be responsible for this data. And this is all new content that none of these people, not even the mighty Mandy Connell, first woman that looked like she's giving head to a microphone.